Hello, welcome to Ian's Off-Kilter Crafter Ian show. Let's make some stuff.
Woo!
Woo! Spirit fingers. 4 more seconds and this intro is about to end. Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to be making this wonderful and oddly sized card. I wanted to do something a little bit different this time using these awesome stamps and dies from Simon Says Stamp. They are just recently released in the August card kit, and I thought about buying the whole card kit, but I decided to just go ahead and pick my favorite elements out of the card kit, which does include that wonderful die that you just saw and this awesome stamp set. I won't be using the die on this one, I'll just be using the stamp set, but something tells me we're going to make a little mini series out of these. First thing I'm going to do is grab some Artist Loft watercolor paper. It is not the best watercolor paper out there. In fact, I think I might be getting some different watercolor pretty soon because I just don't like this quality. But I'm cutting it down to 3 inches tall by 9 inches wide. Yes, it's a very oddly, ooh, look at that, bouncing around. It's a very oddly sized card, but I got inspiration from Christina Warner, and I'll link to her video up in the iCards. Make sure to go check that out. I'm also going to be using some Distress inks to do a little bit of watercoloring today. That was Mermaid Lagoon that I just put down right there, and then I have, of course, my favorite peacock feathers, fossilized amber, excuse me, and candy apple red. So I'm just going to go ahead and put on some music, and you can watch as I watercolor away. I also used some black soot there to make the black. So now I'm going to be stamping, and I'm going to be using some VersaFine ink because I wanted this to kind of, it's a small image and I wanted all the details to get into the stamp as much as possible. And you're going to say, but you're stamping black on black. Well, I'm going to be heat embossing it using some white heat embossing powder. Man, this voiceover is just not going well so far. Anyways, now whenever you do heat embossing on watercolor paper or watercolor paper, cardstock, whatever you want to call it, you want to be very careful not to end up heating it for too long, because that's what I did on this first image. You'll notice that the center of that star kind of disappears. That's because the heat embossing powder basically soaks into that watercolor paper and ends up disappearing. So you don't want it, you want to heat it up just long enough so that it stays on the surface and not so much that it goes into the paper. And that's why you see that second stamp that I did looks so much brighter. It's because it didn't have time to seep into the paper. So now I'm just going to continue stamping. So I started off with the white heat embossing, and then I switched over to some silver heat embossing for those stars. I'm going to use my Tombow Extreme Adhesive because this piece is very, very warped, and I really want to make sure it's stuck down nice onto my Neenah Solar White 110 pound cardstock. Next, I'm going to be using my Misty to do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to stamp with Versamark. I tried the VersaFine and it just did not work out the way I wanted it to. It wasn't sticky enough and ended up not looking very good. So what you didn't see is me do this for a second time using that Versamark ink, and now I'm going to be cutting it into a strip just like that, and I used that little star and dot line underneath the sentiment as well. I'm going to be using some foam tape now to go ahead and pop this up, and you'll see that I cover up a lot of that first stamp that I did where the embossing powder started to sink into the paper, and that hides it all nice and well. You can't even tell anything is wrong. So there's a close-up of this wonderful card. I really like the size. I think even though it is an odd-sized card, I really think I need to venture some more into these 3 inches tall by 9 inches long. No, it's 3.5. I just remembered. It's 3.5 inches tall by 9 inches wide. So I definitely think I need to go ahead and venture into this realm of really interesting sized cards and see where that can take me. You'll also notice in the yellow there, I think Kevin's paying me a visit in this card. Alright guys, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you liked my video, and then we'll share it across YouTube land. You can also subscribe to my channel down below by hitting that subscribe button. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, keep it off kilter. Bye!